Hi there, doing another cook with the new UltraQ product from bbqguru.com and implementing some of the lessons I've learned since the UltraQ review I posted about a month ago. So let's take a look and see what we've done, what's different, and we'll see how this cook goes. Okay, first thing different. As you can see, the grill is lit. It is coming up to temperature. We still have a temperature difference, but I have not yet had a check to calibrate this. But you can see that the UltraQ is showing we're at 203 degrees. I have a set point of 225, but I have not yet attached the fan. And what I did was I lit the grill as normal, but without the UltraQ connected or powered up, and I let it run up until we hit 150 degrees dome temp here. Then what I did was I plugged in the UltraQ, so it started running, but I have not attached the fan yet. And what I'm going to do is wait until our fan hits about 205 degrees or so, and then I'm going to hook it up. That way we're not blowing a whole lot of air in there and possibly causing the overshoot that we were seeing before. So I'm hoping that this getting closer to the set point makes that difference. And I could already see now that the fan is stopping and starting, so it's kind of in its maintenance mode now. So we're going to attach the fan now, and let's see what difference this makes. So there's our fan. I've also set this at the halfway position on the open-close damper, because I think the wide open is set up for the Big Joe, the extra large green eggs. So we're right at 205 degrees, and we're going to let the fan run and see how it goes on maintaining temperature now. These are our wings that we're going to be smoking today. They are the Costco garlic seasoned party wings. They're very reasonably priced. They're very, very good. They've just got a great seasoning on them and a heck of a lot faster than doing your own marinade and everything at a good price. Highly recommend them. You can see our temperature is stabilized. We're sitting right at 228 degrees. Still have that, I've got to get that thermometer calibrated. I just need to make the time. Just not sure if the camera will pick it up, but we just have the slightest wisp of smoke coming out, which is exactly what you want to see. And we've got our wings ready. So what we're going to do is put them on. I've learned with these Kamado Joes that you want to keep the dome open as small a time as possible. So rather than using tongs, I just use my hands, get them on there and get it closed up. So we'll make that happen and go from there. Here's the wings arranged on the grill. You can see I try to leave space between them. Here's our Share My Cook recording of the UltraQ. You can see that that was the time that we actually connected the fan to the Kamado Joe. We had a temp of about 205, 210, and it stabilized very well. We did not get the big jumps we got last time. Our set point was 225, and we were holding right there. This is where we opened the door, and we added our wings onto the smoker, and then you can see over the next hour that the pit recovered fairly quickly. It took it about 10 minutes or so, and it came back, and it just held right around our 225 point very consistently as our food temperature came up. Really, really impressed with how well this did, and we didn't have nearly the jumping around we did last time, as you'll recall. Okay, it's been an hour. Our pit temp is holding very steady, right at about 230 degrees. Our food temp is 167. We've cooked for an hour, and let's take a look at these gorgeous wings. So now what we're going to do is flip them, and I'll show you what they look like. Been flipped. You can see I keep them in rows, and I try to alternate the directions on the drumettes and go drumettes in one row, the flats in the other. We've now flipped them. Our temperature has dropped a bit, but it should come up. The fan is running, And we'll take a look at how those wings look in another hour.
And you can see how the UltraQ did in the second hour of cooking once we flipped the wings. Here's the temperature drop while we flip the wings, and you can see we hit a low of 113 degrees pit temp. But then within 4 minutes, we climbed up to 249 when I closed the dome. I believe that's due to the introduction of all the air while it was open. But you can see within 10 minutes after that, we had dropped down to 240 and then down to 235. And remember that our set point was 225 degrees. After that, it continued dropping. The UltraQ did what it should do. We had a low of about 219 degrees. And after that, the highest we ever saw was about 227 degrees. So it held temperature plus or minus 6 degrees very, very well the entire time of the cook. We did not nearly have the jumps we saw last time.
Okay, it's been 2.5 hours. The temperature stayed very stable. They smell phenomenal. Let's take a look.
Coming up here. I wish that we could actually transmit the smell. These things look phenomenal. They smell even better, and I'm sure they're going to taste that good.
Entire cook, you can see where we introduce the wings, where we flip them, and then where we remove them. You can see the temperature held very, very stable, and with the exception of a little jump, which went to 249, where we're only talking 14 degrees above the, or 24 degrees above the set point that we had the grill set at, we held it very, very close the rest of the time. This is just a much, much better and much tighter view than what we had last time when we took a look at the UltraQ on the first cook. Can't say enough about how impressed I am with it, and I'm absolutely convinced that the key to successfully managing the temperature is to let that grill temperature stabilize before you hook the fan up, so that while the temperature is low, it's not blowing continuously, causing you to overshoot temp, and then you're going to struggle to maintain it there on in. Bottom line, my recommendation is light the grill the way you normally would. When you get about 15 degrees, 20 degrees from your target temperature, turn on the UltraQ, but do not hook up the fan. And then once the fan starts acting in the way where it looks like it's maintaining, where it's turning on, turning off on a periodic basis, hook the fan up and then let it go the way you normally would, and it holds the temperature absolutely perfectly. Cannot say enough about the UltraQ.
Well, as some of you know, I've been having some temperature problems with my Kamado Joe, where the dome thermometer was not showing the same temperature as the UltraQ digital thermometer. Well, I'd been meaning to go and check out and test out the dome thermometer, and I finally have, and here's what we've got. As you can see, in boiling water, we're reading about 190, 195 degrees when we should be reading 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees centigrade. So that's our problem. So what we're going to do is just calibrate her and get her working right. You do that with this little adjustment screw on the bottom. So we're going to adjust that, take her to 212, and we should be good. And here are the final results. After adjusting it, we're sitting right there for just about 100 degrees centigrade, 212 Fahrenheit. Easy fix.
Thanks for watching. I'll put a link to the original UltraQ review that shows how you unbox it, how you set it up, and how it works. But I really wanted to get this other video out there to show that the temperature can be controlled. The trick is actually in managing how you set things up to begin with and stabilizing the temperatures early. Until next time, aviate, navigate, and communicate, and enjoy flying through life.